You are an outcast the moment you are born. Your family lives at the edge of town, and when it comes to popularity, well, let's just say that there is room for improvement. You have a brother Adam, a sister Jane, and a dog called Sandor. You are the youngest one. Unfortunately, your mother died giving birth to you, so it's just your father who makes a living. You don't know how, because he refuses to tell you. You are 6 years of age. You are playing outside with the other kids. You laugh, you play, you are a kid, but you notice that every time a rat is nearby, people look at you oddly. They point, whisper something. Strange, you think. You tell your father about it, but he just shrugs his shoulders. About a year later, you are walking outside. It's mid-noon, so you are heading home for lunch. But then, as you walk along the Night's Rest Tavern, you hear your father. You know you shouldn't, but curiosity gets the best of you, and you enter the tavern. And inside, you see your father receiving money from the tavern keeper. Then your father notices you. He gets a little nervous. He never told you what his profession is, so he kept delaying the moment when he'd reveal it. But fate had it that that day was the day. You are 9 years of age. The first time you go catching rats with your father. Your day starts with preparation. You check your tools carefully, because your life, yes, your life, depends on them. A sack for captured rats, a set of traps, warm but reliable, a short club to finish off rats, and your most important partner, Sandor. You step into the street. As you walk, people avoid you. Some wrinkle their noses, others step aside quickly. Few mutter insults under their breath. To them, you are necessary, but unclean. You deal with what they fear, but every now and then, someone stops you. A shopkeeper with gnawed sacks of grain. A mother who heard scratching in the walls. They don't look down on you now. They look desperate, and they are willing to pay. The first job of the day, by pure coincidence, is at the Night's Rest Tavern. You step inside. The smell hits you immediately. Rotting food, damp wood, and something else. Rats. You crouch low, signaling to your dog. He stiffens, then darts forward, nose glued to the ground. There's movement in the shadows. You hear it before you see it. Scratching, squeaking, a sudden rustle. Then eyes. Dozens of them, reflecting faint light, watching you. You are nervous, anxious. You feel your heart in your neck. To your father, though, it's just another day. Before someone commands it, Sandor starts sniffing around, looking for rats. Sandor lunges, snapping at the nearest rat. You swing your club, but you miss. The rats scatter in every direction. Some climb, some burrow, some run straight at you. Your heart pounds, and you freeze. You are overwhelmed. Minutes feel like hours. The hound kills every rat it gets its jaws on, and your father collects the rats into a sack. And then, silence. The cellar is still again, except now it's littered with bodies. You wipe your brow. Your hands are shaking. Finally, you regain control of your body and hope that your father hadn't noticed your inaction, so you lay around the trap. The tavern keeper pays your father with a tight grip on his coins. Too tight. You can tell that he doesn't want to part with them, but he has no choice. Work like this doesn't come with guarantees. Some days you earn well, others, nothing at all. This is your life now. You are 13 years of age. Your older brother Adam recently died of rat bite at 20 years of age. Or well, not the bite itself, but of the disease that the rodent carried. You have a funeral and tears are shed, but life goes on. You have been catching rats for 4 years now, and your father Carl is sick, so today you go solo. You wake up before the sun, not because you want to, but because the rats never sleep. You take your gear and head outside. The city is quiet at this hour, just a distant clatter of carts and the soft hum of the life beginning. But beneath your feet, behind the walls, under the streets, something is always moving. Not all jobs are the same. Some houses are quiet, almost too quiet. Some basements feel wrong the moment you step inside. And you've seen things most people never will. Rats larger than they should be. Infestations so dense the floor seems alive. Places where the air itself feels heavy with decay. You don't talk about those jobs. No one would believe you anyway. Most people think that filth is the worst part of your job. They're wrong. It's the risk. Rats carry more than just teeth and claws. They carry disease. A single bite, a single scratch, even the fleas on their backs. That's all it takes. You've seen it before. Other ratcatchers, strong men, experienced men, gone within days. Fever, weakness, then silence. This is your life as a ratcatcher. You are 16 years of age. You come home. Your father recently passed away. He has been sick for years from rat bites. But this time, he succumbed to his wound. Another tragedy. You hold a funeral and cry with your sister and realize that you are the head of the house now and must take care of your sister Jane, which you know will be hard. Not only is it just you now, but there are new rat catchers in town, more competition. You almost feel the burden on your shoulders. You take a walk that evening to clear your head. You let your legs take you wherever. Time passes and you realize that you made it all the way to the edge of a forest where you burn rats. There's a fire. Could it be father? No, impossible. You saw his dead body and his coffin. But still, without hesitation, you move towards the fire. There is just one tree blocking your view. You peek around it and see your competition. The new guy in town. You see the ratcatcher is about to burn the rodents. You are disappointed, but not surprised. Of course it wasn't father. For whatever reason, you stand there and watch. The ratcatcher grabs one of the sacks, then looks around as if not wanting to be seen, and then he dumps the rats onto the ground. The rats are alive, you think to yourself. Rookie mistake, you smile mockingly. But the man isn't panicking or angry. It looks as though he did it on purpose. You stare at him, releasing rats instead of killing them. That is wrong, but also genius, you think to yourself. But mostly wrong. You turn around with the intention of telling the lord of the city, but then you stop. You think about the passing of your father, about your sister that you must take care of, the increased competition, and then your sister again. You know it's wrong, but you decide to turn a blind eye. Meanwhile, the people in the city begin to complain about an increase in rats. You just shrug your shoulders and tell them that they must have the best food in town, but deep down, you know the real reason. About a year later, your sister Jane is getting married to the son of a baker. You feel the weight lift off your shoulders. You have done your duty, and for the first time in a long while, you are truly happy, and so is Jane. At the end of the day, your sister tells you that she will move to the baker's home. You nod, no surprise there. Then you realize something. The ratcatcher released the rats. You should report him now, since you don't have a responsibility for your sister. But something stops you. The people despise you. They are ungrateful. Why should you help them? You know you should, but you don't. When you come home is when what your sister told you truly hits you. You are alone. Or well, you still have your dogs, but something is missing. A little piece that a person can't even describe in words is amiss. And so you realize that perhaps the time has come for you to marry someone as well. You're 18 years of age. You marry a girl that nobody is interested in. Her name is Adele, and she is the daughter of an executioner. However, it is important to point out that you are the son of a ratcatcher, so nobody is interested in you either. So, in a strange way, You two are made for each other. The perfect couple, someone might even say. Adele isn't your dream wife, but you are sure that you aren't her dream husband either. But you two make the marriage work, and you notice how nicer it is to not live alone. About a year later, your first child is born. It's a boy. Happiness flows through your body. You smile, but then your smile fades and you feel dread. You think about your son's future. Who will he be? A ratcatcher, most likely. You want him to have a good future, but how can someone like you secure it? A few months pass, and at long last, the ratcatcher, who was releasing rats instead of killing them, has finally been caught. You, of course, are brought in for questioning. You plead innocent, argue that you have been catching rats for 9 years now, and if you were releasing rats instead of killing them, then someone would have caught you by now. The lord of the city is satisfied with your answer, but decides to execute the culprit, a warning to other rat catchers. And so life continues. You catch rats. Your woman gives you another son and a daughter. Son dies, so you have to find replacement. Otherwise you are unable to do your job. Years pass, and one day you ask your oldest son how old he is. He replies, 9 years of age, father. You nod, but then something hits you. A gut instinct. Memories show up uninvited, and then you remember your first day as a rat catcher with your father. You were 9 years of age. You look at your son and know what tomorrow will entail. Sadness takes over, as you realize that you hadn't managed to secure a good future for him. Instead, you just repeat the cycle. If you like this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind.